Hi guys, welcome to the Christian Witch. So I had just prepared an awesome video for you, and the full moon got my tech. This full moon does mess with technology, in case you haven't experienced that, or if you've noticed that like you do a video and you go to upload it and it just won't work. Now you know why. Or your internet connection has been crazy when it's normally excellent, where you're dropping cell phone signal calls when you never used to in areas that you don't normally drop. The full moon has a little bit to do with that. So I just experienced that, but mini rant over. Welcome, and today we are going to be talking about your crystals and how you need to be very, very careful who you buy them from, who's charging them, if you're charging them yourself, how you're charging them, and how you're cleansing them. Because it is about so much more than just pretty jewelry, okay? It can actually be quite dangerous if you don't know who you're purchasing your crystals from. So before we dive in and talk about that, I want to thank everybody so much for your awesome support. We're getting more subscribers every day, more views every day, and the Christian Witch Facebook group is growing. In just 1 month, we went from 0 to 1,010 members, guys. Huge growth. So thank you so much. I love it. If you're not a member of the group, make sure you request to join. It is a closed group to protect all our members' privacy if they're not out of the broom closet. But hop on over. It's the Christian Witch on Facebook. It's a closed group. We'd love to have you. So thank you all for all your support and for joining. And we do have a newsletter. Our second newsletter is getting ready to come out any day now. It's a free newsletter. If you want to subscribe, I'll put the link in the comments. Make sure you do that. And your guys' support and subscribing to this channel and liking and requesting notifications is what's going to allow me to continue to do this for you and to hopefully get you some awesome deals with all things spiritual and witchy related that we need to use, right? Who's not all about a good deal? So thank you for your support. So on to the good stuff, right? Let's talk about how crystals can be dangerous if they're not used properly. In today's world of the internet and tech, it can be a wonderful thing because we can purchase things from anywhere, all around the world. We can connect with people. We can learn and grow. Living in the small town I live in, the internet has really helped me learn about all things witchy. But it can also be very dangerous because we're not seeing people in person. We're not always able to pick up good vibes from them. I think that we are kind of evolving a little bit and learning how to do that in phone calls or video chats. But it's not always the same as in person. And some of us don't do our due diligence and find out who we are purchasing our products from. And with crystals, this is so important, guys. I can't stress it enough. So I'm going to give you a couple examples. When I first started getting into crystals and I discovered I was an empath and I heard that crystals were very helpful for empaths, I immediately jumped on Etsy and ordered the prettiest crystal necklace that, amethysts are great for empaths. They get rid of some of the negative energy. They help keep you calm. They help listen to your intuition so you can know what's your energy and feelings and emotions and what are other people's that you're picking up, and allow you to block it when you want to or tune into it and actually understand it instead of just being overwhelmed. So, okay, I want an amethyst. This is great for an empath. Hop onto Etsy, click the prettiest one that I saw that looked like a pretty necklace. I lucked out with that one. That amethyst felt great. It helped me a lot. So I ordered more crystals because this is great. These things work. Let's get more. And more crystals I started ordering, and I realized that not all crystals are charged equally at all. Just because you read that citrine is great, positive, optimistic energy and will make you so happy, and tiger's eye is super protective and will help repel negative energy, and moonstone opens up your intuition. You read these things online, and yes, that is the crystal's natural inclination, is to help you with those things. But the person who cleanses it and charges it has so much more to do with the energy of this crystal than you may have realized. And even if you're a person who makes crystal jewelry, maybe you're new to this, you're just starting to find your love for crystals too, and you've decided, hey, I can make my own, I can wrap it, and it's really pretty and it's really fun hobby, and I can even maybe sell them to people because they are pretty. you may not realize how much your own emotions are affecting them. I don't think very many of us go into it wanting to put nasty, yucky, bad juju into the crystal and then sell them to people. But I think it's very possible that if that's your hobby or something you do as a side business, you could have a horrible day or get in a fight with your partner and then just go to your hobby to make you feel better. I'm going to sit down, I'm going to wrap some crystals and get in this place and calm myself down because this is what I enjoy to do. All that bad juju that you were having from your bad day, that negative energy is being absorbed by those crystals. And then you are unintentionally passing that on to the people you sell your products to or give your products to. Okay? Please be careful. I have had crystals that I can have 2 tiger's eyes sitting there that come from 2 different people, and I can pick one up and it feels so protective and so amazing, and I can pick the other one up and it gives me the worst headache. And I've had crystals make me sick to my stomach. I've had crystals that make me feel like I'm going to go blind. Have actually made me see spots behind my eyes. I have a horrible headache. I had one bracelet that made me feel like I was going to pass out. Like, it made me feel so lethargic. My friend was standing there and she knew a little bit about crystals, thank goodness. I put this on and I'm like, oh, it's relaxing. Oh, it's almost too relaxing. And my eyes became hooded. I was bouncing off the walls on a caffeine high like I commonly do. And I put this on and I felt like I couldn't move to the point where I didn't even feel like I could take it off. I didn't want to take it off, but it definitely didn't feel good. Do I think the person made it with the intent to do that? No. Do I think they could have been extremely exhausted and staying up late to try to finish their jewelry they were making? Absolutely. So, for those of you who make jewelry, be very aware of what state of mind you are in. Be very grounded if you're charging crystals for someone else or even for yourself. Be in a very open place to where you're setting your intentions for that crystal to do exactly what you want it to do and the person that you're making it for wants it to do. It is so, so important. It affects it so much. Another example is I have a hard time charging crystals for myself. I can charge crystals for friends and family, and I do a pretty good job at it. But I have a very, very hard time charging crystals for myself. I'll do them, and I thought I was good at it. They felt pretty good. They were, yeah, I feel calmer. Yeah, I feel happy. Yeah, it's protecting me. I'm not being overwhelmed by other people's emotions as much. But that was it. Like, yes, there's a difference. So one of my friends, she was having a problem and she was getting ready to have to go to a situation. She was getting ready to be in a situation she knew was going to be extremely uncomfortable for her. And she was worried about how she was going to react and if she'd be able to stay calm and focus through it. So I found the proper crystal that I wanted for her, the one that just spoke to me for the situation. I cleansed it. I charged it. Gave it to her, and she wasn't really a person who'd ever believed in crystals before. This was like, she's still kind of, okay, that's nice that you do that, but it sounds a little woo-woo and crazy, right? So she was on the fence, but she was like, anything. I'm willing to try anything to get me through this situation. She took the crystal. She said it was amazing. She says it was the only reason she was able to stay calm. It felt so good, and she even had a breakthrough. After she got out of the situation, she was opened up to some, it's a personal situation. I know I'm being vague. I'm sorry. I don't want to share her very personal situation, but she had a big breakthrough that had never happened before. So she became a full-on believer in crystals now. Someone who was kind of on the fence, but was willing to try anything is now like, okay, these things work. Thank you. I love it. Once I got her to the point where I knew she believed in crystals, I decided to purchase her a crystal from the only place that I purchase my daily wear crystals. I have some crystals. I have a whole bunch of crystals, but there's very few of them that are mine. I'm very selfish with them. No one else needs to touch them. They are mine. And I purchased them from one couple. I'm not going to share their name on this video because I haven't double checked with them if it's okay. They are part of the group. They will probably see this and they're welcome to comment and make claim, and I will confirm it. I just want to allow them that option. But they are the only people that I will buy my crystals from. And it's where I got this necklace from. And the reason for that is I've met them in person. I've done Reiki and sound healing sessions with them, and they're amazing. But they are very, very intentional and aware when they create jewelry for someone. Okay, so when they're working with their crystals, they don't just do it as a side, I'm busy, I'm half doing this, I'm half doing that. They pay attention and they're focused on exactly what their intentions are going to be. They cleanse, I don't know all their cleansing techniques, and feel free to comment when you see this so you know who I'm talking to. But I know they use sound healing to cleanse their crystals also. I think they may use sage or Palo Santo as well, but they definitely put sound energy into it. And then they set very strong intentions when they're charging their crystals. And they may even use Reiki on their crystals as well. They can correct me if I'm wrong on that one too. But it's a process for them. It's not just something that they have to do. It takes a lot of spiritual, physical, mental, emotional energy out of them to do it. So I'm willing to pay top dollar for their crystals because there's a huge difference. And a crystal that isn't charged correctly is just a rock. I mean, it has some innate abilities, yes. You may get a little buzz from it. But I'm telling you, when you put on one of these crystals that's actually for real been powerfully charged, it's like a shock to your system. It vibrates in your hands. I put this one on and I was like, I feel like I'm home. I had the most overwhelming sensation of feeling home and safe and secure and protected, and that everything was going to be okay. I forgot to sleep in my crystal last night because I take it off when I bathe. I forgot to put it back on. Had horrible nightmares. Thank you, new moon. Full moon rather. Should have known better than to go without my crystal, right? Terrible nightmares. And when I wear this, it protects. Amethyst is really good for dreams too, by the way. Side note. So my friend that I was telling you about earlier, whose crystal I charged and she became a believer, I then decided to order her one of these amazing crystals from this couple. And while she believed in crystals now, and she definitely broke through some blocks that were holding her up and causing her issues with the one I made her. When she put this crystal on from this couple, it was intense. I mean, she put the necklace on her, and this is a person that does not cry, that doesn't tear up. It's not super emotional like that at all. And as soon as she put the necklace on, she immediately burst into tears. And I'm like, oh my goodness, what did I do? I started to panic a little bit. Did I order her the wrong one? Did we charge it with the wrong thing? And she's like, no. These are happy tears. I just feel like the biggest weight has been lifted off of me. I didn't even realize I was carrying, and I haven't felt this free or this safe or this comforted. And as long as I can remember that these are tears of just joy. And it was amazing. And she couldn't control herself. There were other people around when she put it on, and she felt kind of embarrassed that she was crying, but at the same time, the emotion just hit her when this crystal that was so powerfully and lovingly charged, it happened to her. You know what I mean? Even without her, she wasn't even in a meditative state willing this breakthrough to happen. It just happened to her. Of course, as she settled into the energy of the crystal, she had like a death grip on it for probably an hour afterward, wouldn't let go. But over the next few days, a lot of her blocks, deep blocks, like childhood blocks that she wasn't even aware of she had, started to come up. And contact with spirit world and people who've passed before us. Never ever had she been able to hear voices of her loved ones before, and those voices started to come through loud and clear, guiding her guides, I guess. Some people call them spirit guides. So that's one way, she started to be able to hear those things and those answers, showing her, this is why you make these decisions over and over again. This happened. This is what you're relating to. So all these things happened because she had a properly, powerfully charged crystal. But you can also just order one off the internet from someone you don't know and get sick to your stomach or have a horrible, horrible headache, or now all of a sudden you're in a worse mood than you were before you got the crystal and you don't understand why, because this crystal's supposed to make you feel great, right? So what I want to leave you guys with today is the biggest word of caution: know who you buy your crystals from. If someone is making and selling you crystal jewelry, it is your right as their customer to request contact with them. If they don't want to do it, then don't buy from them. Period. If they're not willing to hop on a phone call with you, or at least have a message exchange back and forth in a messenger, some way you can pick up, whatever way you're most comfortable picking up vibes, if they won't communicate with you in a way that you have a good feeling about them and their energy, don't buy the crystal from them. I highly recommend finding someone whose crystals work with you and sticking with them. Someone you know their energy, you know their intentions they put into it. Find that person for you and stick with those crystals. If you want to continue to make your own and you don't trust other people, I'm very much usually, I'd rather do things myself. I don't trust other people to control their energy. That's fine, but check yourself too. It's so easy to like, I'm fine, I can do this. No spell work, no crystal charging, no anything. If you're in a horrible mood, if you're intoxicated, don't touch your stuff if you're intoxicated. I'm not saying don't have some glasses of wine. I'm all for it. But don't do spell work or charge crystals when you do it. It murkies up the energy, okay? So if you're going to charge your own crystals, really check yourself. Make sure you're very, very, very grounded and you know exactly what intent and energy you want put in those crystals and focus on that. If you're going to buy them from someone else, know who you're buying from. It's not just a piece of jewelry. It's very energetically charged, and it does affect you in a very big way. So that's my piece of advice today, guys. Thanks so much for watching and liking and sharing. Please share, share, share. And don't forget to subscribe and join our group, The Christian Witch, if you're not already a member. Thank you so much. I love you all. Have a fabulous day.